Yo, what's up, everybody? How's it going out there? Thinker St. James here. It is week 2 of the Contender series. Can it be better than week 1? I would suspect the answer has to be yes, because week 1 was so trash. It was atrocious. So we're back for week 2. We've got fights coming up. I don't know anything about these fighters. I go into these completely blind, as you may know, so that I can enjoy these fights alongside you. So if you know anything about these fighters, let me know in the chat. Beeb, how's it going? Bro, I lost $180. Yes, I know, my man. I'm sorry, dude. I apologize that, well, I don't apologize. I guess that didn't really have anything to do with me, but I understand your frustration there. And I'm sorry that that happened for you. I'm certainly sorry that that was the case. Raise one to you. Complete dominance by Hamzat is exactly correct. Speaking of, yep, Big Ankh showing up early as well to say what I was just going to say. Fluffy and RDR announced for Vancouver. Well, obviously that's in relation to what just happened at 319. I mean, Chase in the Discord was saying that he thought that the two of them were just the first to turn down the Hamzat fight. And I was like, well, they probably both want it, so I would think that it's a number 1 contender fight. But then, at the same time, who's going to fight Hamzat now? Or is Hamzat even going to fight? That's the other question, right? He took no damage in the fight with Drekus. So when is he going to fight next? He said he wanted to come back on short turnaround. I'm, press X to doubt on that one all day long. Dude fights once every leap year. So we'll see what happens there. But I do like the RDR versus Fluffy fight. Somebody's got to win that before they get that shot, I would say. Both of those guys really do need that. Fluffy less than RDR. Fluffy could get the title shot already as far as I'm concerned. He's on, a 10-fight win streak or something like that? 9? Whatever it is. Either which way, he's on a multi-fight win streak, and he's been really dominant in his performances. So give that guy the title shot just off rip as far as I'm concerned. But RDR has been surging. Let him get it out of the way. But then who does Hamzat fight, I guess, is the question. Me and you have the same picks this week? All right, cool. Good, E-Money J. Well, that makes me happy. Then we'll both lose together. I think the UFC is saving Hamzat for next year because of the Paramount deal. I'm curious how the Paramount deal is going to actually affect things, because Dana wants to come out here and say the Paramount deal is not going to change the quality of fights or the type of way that they conduct the matchmaking and stuff like that. And to an extent, I would think it has to be correct that it doesn't change too much, because what is Paramount paying for? If they scale down and water down the product, I guess what, the UFC got their bag and Paramount's just gonna be left holding the pieces? I think Paramount would probably have some kind of recourse if the UFC just decided to start making the product shit and not making the fights competitive and the fans stop watching. So that's that. But at the other side of the coin, there's got to be some type of structural changes, right? I think that there's just by nature has to be. Pay-per-view models going away. There's got to be some things that are going to change. So we'll find out what all of that entails. I don't know if they'd want to save Hamzat for after the Paramount deal, though, because now without the pay-per-view and well, actually, yeah, I guess take it back. I was just talking it through in my brain just there. You might be right, because without the pay-per-view incentive, more boring fighters like Hamzat get away with it. I'm kidding. I don't really think that Hamzat's boring. I thought the fight was boring, but that wasn't his fault. It was not his fault for being dominant. He was extremely dominant. It was one of the most dominant title performances that we've ever seen. So, but a lot of people do think that the wrestle heavy style is boring. People want striking. They want knockouts. So maybe saving it for after the Paramount deal so there's no pay-per-view incentive, maybe that does make sense. I don't know. But interesting theory, at least. Either way, I think that there needs to be some clear consensus on who is going to be fighting him one way or another, because then that'll give us an impression of what we might be looking for in that fight, even though everybody will just tell you that Hamzat can do what he did to Dricus to anybody, and it won't matter. I don't agree with that. I think that either Fluffy or RDR does have some potential shot there. Fluffy more than RDR. So let Fluffy get the win over RDR. We'll talk at that point. And Hamzat can go back to making sure that he doesn't catch the sniffles. Frankie Edgar is out of retirement. Yes, I heard that. That's really unfortunate. Frankie Edgar needs to not be fighting anymore. And going into bare knuckle to fight is very, very dumb for Frankie Edgar. I think that that is so misguided. In fact, I really think it's honestly kind of slightly criminal that BKFC is even letting that happen. But I hope they give him a softball, is all I'm saying. You're not losing this week, E-Money J? All right, well, good. That means I'm not losing either. Hamzat versus Nate Diaz at the White House. Let's fucking go. Love that. God bless America. Gerard BDN. Where can I see this fight? Because I don't want to see you talking too much. Well, I mean, join the Discord and get yourself a link, but don't come in here talking shit. You don't want to see me talk, go watch something else. Go find a link somewhere else. You're asking for a handout and come in here talking shit. Whatever. All love. You think it was boring, but you not telling your boy DDP to fight back? Hey, well, I was not saying to fight back, brother. I was definitely saying that. I was hoping that would be inherent. I was hoping that that's something that Dricus du Plessis, as a champion of this sport, would inherently have in his heart and soul to be able to do. Really, I think that it all kind of comes down on Dricus's coach. You know, we were talking about that on the show last night, and I think that Chase makes a lot of good points. That coach, and what I had said is Dricus's coach might be the new Edmund Tarverdian. Frankie looks awful. Yeah, I mean, he shouldn't be fighting. It's not that he looks awful. He looks fine for his age, you know? Who you think is going to win this fight and why and how? I don't know any of the fighters fighting tonight, bro. This is the Contender series. We go into these completely blind. This is my opportunity to not have an opinion about the fighters and watch it like any other big, dumb casual. But where is my feed? Donde está el feed? Oh, what the fuck? It keeps going away. I saw it. I just saw it. It was there and then went away. Hold, please. There we go. All right, we got feed. We're good. We out here. We ballin'. We got cables all tied up. Give me a second. Hey. What the fuck? What the hell is happening over here? Oh, there we go. All right. We're good. Jesus Christ. All kinds of craziness going on today. Anyway. That Murphy versus Pico fight was clean. Brother, that was possibly one of the bigger fraud checks that we've seen in recent memory. I mean, I don't like to use the term fraud check, but under the circumstances with another Bellator guy coming in, another one that they were trying to hotshot, another one that they were saying was the future, you know, this is the next big guy coming in, him and Asakura. Just shout out to ITP, who just did a video about the two of them. I was like agreeing with a lot of his points, but yeah, that was Lerone Murphy is the truth, and I've been saying that since back in the Barbosa fight, talking about it on the show last night as well. All right, well, sorry, Gerard. Jesus Christ, man. What is your what is your problem, bro? Less than 50 strikes in a 5-round. Bro, that was the clearest 41 50 I've ever seen in my life. Connor, what's good, my man? How are you? Bro, I knew Tim was going to take that W. Hell, fucking shout out to the GOAT Tim Elliott, everybody. Come on, bro. Tim Elliott, gets this like rap. I mean, granted, he was like 9-11 or something like that. He did have a pretty bad record, but Tim Elliott made that fight work. And Asakura just is not built for the UFC style of mixed martial arts, is what it seems like to me. I mean, like, that's like what I'm seeing. Look, I know he did his work in Ryzen. Who was he fighting in Ryzen, though? Feel me? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, Yuri Prohashka comes over here and does his biz. Who was he fighting in Ryzen? I don't know. Maybe he's just built differently. But all I'm saying is that Kai Asakura has come over here after breaking a dude's jaw in half, has all these highlights from Ryzen. I'm not seeing it. You lose to the champ, that's one thing. You lose to Tim Elliott, you got a larger hill to crawl back from. You feel me? All right. Whoa. Headphones wrong way. You ass lick for followers. That's why you don't ban. Bro, Gerard, do whatever the fuck you want, dude. I didn't ask you to come in here and start talking shit. I was happy to help you out with a link. You were the one off rip trying to be rude. I don't know what your problem is, bro. I'm just out here trying to talk about fights. If you want, if you want to do that, it's all good. Talk shit, it's all good. I don't care. Connor says Tim Elliott is the man. Connor, you are the man for that opinion, my dude. Oh, and we got feed, by the way. So let me give you a sync point here in a second. Ryzen Boy is going to get cut next fight. Watch, says Beeb. I don't know. I feel like like the organization has like an incentive to keep guys like that around after putting so much of a push into them. Because it's like, on the one hand, yeah, it is a massive like check on that fighter, but at the same time, they still had to A, pay the money for him, and B, they hyped him up. They gave him a title shot off rip. So it's like, to quietly shuffle him out is kind of, I would say, a bit of a poor reflection on the organization, but maybe I'm wrong in that one. I don't know. Either way, if he does end up getting cut, it would be kind of crazy, but he's got to level up his game as far as what you need to be able to do in the UFC. That's the thing. Bro is just staying with his Ryzen skill set. Tim Elliott got that homeless MVP style. Goddamn right. Tim Elliott is the most awkward fighter in this sport. Dreekus takes a back seat. All right. Sync point is... Boom. Your first shot of downtown Las Vegas. There's your sync point. We are watching the Contender Series. Shout out to all of you guys. Even Gerard, who was being a bit of a prick. Appreciate all you guys hanging out. Yeah, I don't know what his problem is. It's all good. Whatever. People come in with a little bit of an attitude, but that don't change the good time that we're about to have. Considering that these fights there's no way that these fights could be worse than last week on the Contender Series. So we can only go up from last week, people. We are out here. We're balling. His 2 UFC fights, he got finished. That's a good point. That is a good point. 2 fights, 2 finishes. Yeah, 2 subs, too. Bro has no game on the ground. Again, this is what I'm saying. Like, you cannot come into the UFC without being a well-rounded mixed martial artist. It just doesn't work. Oh, yeah, we got Dean Thomas on the broadcast tonight. Yes, the Contender Series is on, I believe it's on regular ESPN, but it's definitely on ESPN Plus. And, as I would have said to Gerard, if you join the Discord, someone in the Discord might be able to help you out if you need an alternative way of being able to consume this product. Has JDM cracked the code? The code? Which code do you mean? I mean, he cracked the code as to how to be a champion. The anti-wrestling code? That's a good question, the Odyssey. Did JDM crack the code? I mean, I want to say no. Okay? The reason I want to say no is because I feel like Bilal was trying to go against his better instincts with his striking early in that fight. Now, granted, JDM did have some decent takedown defense when Bilal went and like rested on his laurels and went back to the wrestling. But I feel like Bilal really in his own deluded mind thought that he was going to be able to stand strike for strike with JDM, and that was more the downfall than him. Because look, if Bilal had been in there spamming takedown attempts like he probably should have been, he would have had more success. Like, he did have minor success, right? I mean, I think he took him down in the fourth or whatever, I want to say. If I'm remembering correctly, you know, watch a lot of fights. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I want to say he got JDM down at one point. JDM ended up getting back up. But if he had had that same approach earlier in the fight, I think that he would have had more success with that. Plus, JDM is definitely, I mean, like, if you thought the code was Bilal, then the code is fucking the pound for pound. The code is Islam Makhachev. If he can beat Makhachev, then yes, JDM not only has cracked the code, he has become God mode, beast mode, uber fighter, King Kamehameha of the UFC at that point. Because I don't think that anybody can beat Islam Makhachev. Makhachev is what, if you want to know what Kaya Sakura should do, he should 2-3 years in Dagestan and forget with Makhachev. That's what he should do. Because if you can do what Islam does, and I'm not saying you can be as great as Islam. That's a tall order for any human being. What I'm saying is if you can even out the skill sets. Lil Lex 5, appreciate you. If you can even out the skill set to the point where you have an even base of wrestling and striking, and your grappling is there too, that's how you become a well-rounded mixed martial artist. That's how you succeed in this sport, and especially in the UFC. If you can't do that, go over and fight in Ryzen. Ryzen will take you. But yes, Lil Lex 5, appreciate you, man. Thank you very much for following. Welcome. I'm still bummed that Brian Battle fight got canceled. That was the second fight in a row. Battle missed weight. Yeah, Brian Battle is on thin ice, bro. Brian Battle is on really thin ice at this point because I like Brian. I think that he is I think he's a good talker and he backs up his talk when he does his thing. But what are you going to be? You're going to be Kelvin Gastelum? You're going to be out here basically throwing your career away because you can't cut the weight? Either cut the weight and make it or move up a weight class. Those are your options, bro. Ilya is sleeping Islam. I mean, that's a bit of a tall order, I think. Okay, maybe it's not that tall an order. What I think will happen in that fight if it did end up going down is I think that Islam would feel the power early without getting knocked out. I feel like he withstands one strike from Ilya Taporia and is like, oh shit, I need to grapple immediately. And then we see what happens. Because you say that Ilya is sleeping Islam, I say that Islam is subbing Ilya. That would be where my head is at. Granted, I thought that Dricus du Plessis was going to do anything but be a fucking wrestling dummy for 5 rounds, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't see Battle going up to 85. No fucking way he would get destroyed. Probably. Yeah, probably. But, I mean, look, that's besides the point. The point, if that's the truth, then you make weight. Those are your options. You make weight and fight where you want to fight. You go up a weight class and fight there, or you don't fight at all. Keep missing weight, and that's what I say. What's the other option? The only other option that you have at that point is hoping that the organization is going to allow you to fight. That's not even the organization at that point. That's the commission. The commission has to still sanction that fight with that big of a weight miss, and your opponent has to agree to it. Because that's what I think happened. We never got the full story on why the Ruziboev Battle fight fully got canceled. We just know that he missed weight. But my thinking is that Nursultan said, fuck that, I'm not fighting a dude that's 4 pounds overweight, and he would be well within his right. I think that more fighters should do that. You want to know why? Because not only does it piss off the organization, but it also sends a message to these weight missing bastards. You cannot fucking come in 4 pounds overweight and think that you're going to ragdoll me. I did everything right. I'm not out here sacrificing my purse and my livelihood because you want to be unprofessional. I don't know why I'm on a tear right now. Shit. Got me fired up today. In a good way, though. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. I'm not trying to be out here barking at y'all. I appreciate each and every one of you. Islam wants none of those hands. I mean, look. I think that Islam could take the striking of Ilya if it was later in the fight. I think that if Ilya can if Islam can take Ilya down and tire him out, then there might be some potential for later in the fight for the striking to not be as effective. You know, he starts slowing down a little bit. Cardio starts wearing a little bit, even though Ilya has great cardio. So does Makhachev. So, I mean, I think that there might be some potential for it later in the fight. But yeah, come on, bro. Nobody wants a fresh Ilya Topuria. Nobody wants a fresh Ilya Topuria putting hands in your face. Fuck, man. Is Charlie Olives awake yet? Has anybody heard from Charlie Olives? Somebody go check on Charlie. He might still be in the octagon. Oh, man. Fucking janitor is sweeping around him. His opponent would have received 20 to 40% of Battle's purse had he expected the fight. Yeah, and whatever. But it's besides the point. He still gets his show money. And I mean, yeah, you can take the 20 to 40 and still fight and then lose, but now you have a permanent stain on your record off of somebody who came in overweight. The win and loss column does not care about missing weight. There is no asterisk in this sport for fighter comes in overweight. Did you win or did you lose? To me, I think career navigation wise, it makes more sense to take the small money and say, fuck you, I'm not fighting. I don't know. Maybe there's different ways to look at it, you know, and I'm sure that everybody's got their own different reasons for it. But like, if it was me and I had, and I was like focused on trying to like advance in my career in this sport, I'd be like, no. I'd be like, not happening. I know the organization doesn't like that, but the organization should not like him missing weight more than me not taking the fight. Paddy having a chance against Topuria? Yeah, he has a chance. He has as good a chance as I would say like a Max had. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like, and I say that not to say that him and Max are on the same plane necessarily. I think they're very different fighters. But what I mean by that is that he could probably navigate a fight as long as Max navigated a fight. Paddy can take a shot, man. Paddy is huge, and Paddy is durable. Like, it's something that I don't think Paddy gets enough credit for. Like, Paddy is a durable fighter. You know, the whole I'm from Liverpool, mate. We don't get knocked out. That shit. I'm a Scouser, mate. All that shit. He has been living up to that so far. So until I see otherwise, that's what I always say about fighters like Paddy, fighters like Topuria, guys who do what they say they're gonna do. Until I see otherwise, I'll go with it. That's why I went with Dricus. What finish over Volk was better, Ilya's or Islam's? Oh, Ilya's. I think Ilya's finish was better than Islam. Yeah, facts. I mean, because the Islam one felt fluky, I have to say. I mean, like, got caught with the he got caught with the kick. He was coming in on short notice. He was coming in off the couch. Bro had to run on a treadmill for 17 hours straight just to be able to make that weight. He was cutting beer weight. That's never good. You know, there's a big difference between cutting lean protein weight and cutting beer and chips weight. Paddy will do absolutely nothing to Ilya. Betting the house on Ilya if him versus Paddy happens. I would too. I mean, don't get me wrong. To finish up on the analogy, I said he has as good a shot as Max had what happened to Max, you know? All right. We got fight coming up here. If this guy wants to enter the octagon, bro is doing a hole on Lord's Prayer right now. This dude in the red corner is coming in. He was literally like praying to the stairs. He was like, stairs, give me power. Stairs, give me strength. It's what I do too. Anytime that I'm feeling like I need a little boost, I just go over to the stairs, ask for the power of the stairs. This dude looks familiar. He looks like somebody. Who does he look like? Man, come on. This guy, he looks like somebody I know. All right, who are these guys? Tommy Quasi Jr. Quasimodo over here. Tommy Quasi versus Ramiro Jimenez. Mexicano versus Americano. Both undefeated. You know we got to go Mexico on that. But rooting for the American. So let's go Mexico. Let's go Los Estados Unidos. Body shot. Ooh, body kick too from Jimenez. Ooh, all right. Quasi trying to come back, but Jimenez is cracking already. Bro, I like his front kick, man. It's like it's not even like a push teep. It's like an actual front kick. That's the same kick that finished that other dude with the Susurkayev. There's an easy front kick. Quasi putting some pressure on. Ooh, good head movement for Quasi because Jimenez got some nice hands. He's quick. Overly religious fighters are usually the scariest. Half and half. Bryce Mitchell. Bryce is scary for different reasons. Bryce is scary when you give that man a microphone. All right, these guys are throwing. I like this fight. This fight right now, we're just a minute into this fight. This is better than 3 of the fights from the first week. Yeah, Jimenez is just throwing out some nice, easy kicks, bro. Like, he's just effortlessly throwing out some nice kicks. Ooh, good body shot from Jimenez. Got some nice hands. He's got to be careful. He keeps his hands kind of low, though. Ooh, they're going for the knee. Nice one. Oh, hook up top. Left hook landed. Hey, Tony Ferguson lover. How you doing, brother? Oh! Jimenez drops him. Quasi trying to hang on. Herb Dean all over it. Oh. Shots to the side. Jimenez going for the finish. Oh, Quasi back to his feet. Oh, man, he's got to clinch up or something. Damn, Quasi tough, boy. Tough American with that haircut. Didn't think he had it in him. Bro looks like he should be doing accounting. He's getting touched up, though, man. Jimenez is going for the kill. Quasi back to his feet. I'm amazed. I am amazed that he didn't get finished right there. Shout out to Quasi. Oh, another head kick, though. Oh, man. Quasi got to start fighting back, dude. Come on, Quasi. Lord Quaz. Who fucks with Quasimodo in the chat? Y'all know Quasimodo? Madlib? Love that shit. Oof. Oh, man. Jimenez is going. Yeah, Quasi's starting to shoot now. Oh, God, he's on skates, bro. This guy Quasi's tough. Oh, elbow. Damn, short range elbows. Yo, this Jimenez dude's beasting right now, bro. Oh, yeah. Yo, Herb calls it. Yo, Jimenez, Ramiro Jimenez. There's your name. There's a guy getting a contract. Let's fucking go. Let's go. That's Contender Series, people. That's what you should see on the Contender Series. Love that shit. Let's fucking go. It's what I was waiting for all last week. Tim Elliott via Why I Oughta. Hell yeah, he did. Goddamn right. Tim Elliott, the GOAT. A great time that was seeing him get that victory. A cultured man? Hey, Odyssey, you're a cultured man if you know about that. Lord Quaz. Jimenez is piecing dude up. Yeah, Jimenez did that work, dude. Jimenez put that work in for real. Shout out to him, bro. He's like, I was, the way he was moving throughout all of that fight, I was like, yeah, he's doing some nice work. Shout out to Quasi though, man. Quasi was tough, dude. Quasi survived a whole hell of a lot. Like, he didn't just go down easy. He survived the first onslaught. I thought he might actually be able to come back. Yeah, Savage. Appreciate you, bro. Good to see you, man. Going all right. Vitz King. The man, the myth, the legend. I have an infected jaw / tooth / teeth. Man, come on, really? Ah, good Lord. Why is it always some health stuff going on, bro? I'm sorry to hear that. I got some weird, like, pain in my side recently, too. So, like, myself and Vitz King have, like, a synced up health cycle. So, we might just be on a low dip right now. But, I hope that you feel better, Vitz. Miss you, bro. We all miss you on the stream, of course. Who is this guy? Who is this announcer? Where is Justin Bernard? Justin Bernard gets 1 gig, and that's the Contender series, and he's not even there for that. Let me rub it. Always, brother. You know you're always welcome. I guess we're going to have to find out how you're feeling on Thursday, man. I was hoping we were going to be able to get together. Go wash your mouth out with some salt and whatever. Epsom salt. I don't know what you do for that. But yeah, I hope you feel better, man. Sorry to hear that you're not feeling well. Go see the teeth doctor if you need to. Yeah, Dana White shaking everybody's hand. Dana White standing up, shaking hands. You know that's a good sign. Peroxo will get you right, bro. There you go. Odyssey coming in with the cure. Coming in with the remedy. Got the poison. I got the remedy. Ooh, old school music day today. That was that shit. That was like that drum and bass shit. Got the poison. I got the remedy. Got the poison. But yeah, Vitz, heal yourself up, bro. Heal yourself up in 2 days. You got all of tomorrow to get better. Hopefully me too, man. Shit. I don't know what's going on with this weird little pain in my side. Heidi Androl is here. I guess Lorisenko wanted the night off. So did Justin Bernard. Maybe the two of them went out, go gambling or something. Romero Jimenez looks like a mini Pereira. He looks a lot like Pereira, actually. If you look at him dead on, he is the Pereira, or he's the Mexican Chama. Chamaken. We're getting goofy today. Yeah, that shit was nice though, man. Jimenez was on point, dude. And I like that too. He's still saying he needs to work on stuff. You know? That's the mark of a fighter that not only is already good, but has room for improvement and knows it and can be even better. I love it, man. You know, this is why, like, I always say the Contender series is like my favorite time of the year. And this is exactly why. Seeing guys come in at a high level, or like at least at a level of being able to do that on this show. You know that we've seen people recently, even Malcolm Wellmaker, what's his name, Mansour Abdul Malik, a couple of these guys that have come in, Elijah Smith, all doing good things early in their careers. And if you have the right mentality like he does, then these are the future stars right here. So Romero Jimenez, name to remember. Who's had the best run out of Contender series other than O'Malley? Jamal Hill. I mean, say what you will about, his run as, a short time champion or whatever, but he made it to the belt. But yeah, Jamal Hill, uh, Kevin Holland, another one. Not a champion, but obviously one of the most active fighters on the roster. He's booked again, too. Shout out to Big Onk saying that earlier. Kevin Holland versus Mike Malott booked for Vancouver. Mike Malott, Mr. Canada. They only let him fight in Canada. Yeah, Kevin Holland, exactly. There's a couple of them. There's a couple of them that, because the show has been going on for so long, you don't remember that they're from the Contender series. Same with like the old school Ultimate Fighter guys. Miss you, Vitz. We all miss the Vitz King. Oh, I hate to hear that the Vitz King is not feeling well. That always hurts my feelings. Just don't go to Great Expressions. Had some teeth worked on. They made them completely worse and went to a different dentist and needed 2 root canals and a crown now. God damn, dude. That's like malpractice worthy right there, Savage. I don't like to hear that. Yeah, that's medical malpractice levels right there. They should be paying for your future dental work. Plus, that's the thing about, like, you got to really go to a good dentist, because dental work is one of those things that, like, if they really want to, like, rake you over the coals, like, there's so much money in dental work. And, like, if you have insurance, like, they will milk every dollar out of the insurance that they possibly can. So, like, I have heard stories, not just, like from multiple people, like, not just one or two, like, multiple people have told me stories of, like, dentists doing unnecessary work on them. So, long story short, if you have any need for dental work, make sure that you're going to a reputable dentist. Do your research. Great Expression said I was good and I just needed more time to heal. Went to a dentist in town for a second opinion and found out my teeth are fucked. Oh, geez. Teeth issues are debilitating. But yeah, teeth issues are debilitating, bro. So I'll tell you a fun story from my history with teeth issues. I used to have I had a cracked tooth for a long time, and I just was putting it off. I went to the dentist to finally get it fixed. They said that the space that was, because like it had gotten real bad, like it was like hollowing out and stuff. They said that the amount of space that was separating the outside of the tooth and the nerve was so thin that if I had hit it even like with like a piece of paper or something, like, like a feather, they said that there was potential for me to be in excruciating pain. The dentist showed me the x-ray, and he was like, you see that? It is amazing to me that you are not screaming right now. He said, it's amazing to me that you are not in perpetual pain with the amount of broken tooth that you have. So that was quite an ordeal, and trust that it was bad for real. Cause yeah, I would occasionally like hit it at a certain angle, and I would just get a shooting pain that went all the way up through the side of my face. So I definitely know how you're feeling with the debilitating pain. But at the very least, I guess, Savage, based on what you're saying, it's better that they told you nothing was wrong and then you went to get a second opinion and found out that way, as opposed to them doing a whole bunch of work and needing to fix the work that they fucked up. But you did say that they made it completely worse, so I don't know. I've already needed a crown, just wasn't going to them because they filled cavities when I actually needed root canals. Yeah, true. So the dentist said he has to undo what they did and it'll end up being a root canal. Yeah. That a lot of times they'll I mean, like, at least like certain dentists will tell you straight out. They'll be like, I'll do a cavity fill, but you probably need a root canal anyway. Like, the cavity fill might be the fix, but there's a potential for you to need a root canal on top of it. It's like a stopgap. Can't handle any hot, cold pressure on your left side. Damn, bro. Constantly chewing on the right. Yeah, you need to get that fixed up, my man. Yeah, there's no reason that you should be out there feeling that way, dude. And you know what? Let me tell you something as well, man. Especially, my situation right now, being newly independent here. Loving that aspect of life, bro. I'm working all crazy hours like I want to, getting everything done that I need to get done, but still able to do it on my terms. Loving all of that. But the mark of a successful man, in my opinion, is a man who can get his dental work done. So, Savage, we know that you're successful with your farming endeavors. Do yourself a favor and get the dental work done. It'll make you feel better physically and mentally. You'll know that's what a successful man is able to do. It costs, but it's important. Exactly, Odyssey. That is 10,000% facts. It's like definitely costs, but definitely important. Javs Ori, yo, how are you, sir? Welcome. Thank you for checking in. Are you watching the Contender series? Aaron Pico is on the little picture-in-picture right now like he didn't just get finished horribly. UFC really trying to put some investment into Pico like we need to care. Make me care. Getting brutally flatlined in a co-main event that you probably should not have been in does not make me care. Josh Hawkett. I'm not going to hawk it. You hawk it. Yeah, we got another pair of undefeated fighters coming into this fight coming up here. So hopefully that'll be something worth watching, something entertaining. Once I saw Pico with CEOs on Embedded, I knew they got him. CEOs, what was that like? That was his title? Is he calling himself the CEO of fighting? That would be possibly the most cringe shit I ever heard in my life if that's the case. This dude Hawkett has a big old lion tattooed on his chest. It's not split down the middle with an image of himself peeking through it, though. So not quite the Ilia Taporia. But he's got a lion with a crown on his chest. All right. We got Hawkett, and we got... Who's the other guy? All right. Hawkett and Uriel. Oh, Hokett. All right. Wrestle going on here. Hokett on the leg. Nice. That was a nice leg sweep. All right, Hokett attacking the leg here. But Uriel... Ooh. Did he grab or did he push? That looked like it. I guess they're saying it was a grab. But yeah. Hokett, little dirty fence grabber over here. Some good high-level wrestling going on here for heavyweights. Another nice kick there off the cage. I appreciate that. Moving back out to open range with this wrestling. Yeah. Hokett doing some nice work right now for a big old heavyweight wrestler. We need more wrestlers and grapplers in heavyweight. That's probably exactly what they're trying to do with this fight. And so far, Hokett doing his thing. He was trying on suits with CEOs. Oh, God. Get out of here, bro. Yeah, that's very cringe. Plus, I heard that he was like, even before the Lerone Murphy fight, he was already like looking past him to the Evloev, because Evloev was supposed to be his opponent, and he was already like talking shit to him. And I'm like, yeah, this guy's gonna lose. But yeah, that's cringe as fuck, dude. I'm gonna be hanging out with CEOs. Just gonna go try on some suits. Are ya? Yeah, that's what you're gonna do. All right, pal. People like that bother me, bro. I really hate, like, status jumpers, like clout chasers. Like, my thing with that is that clout is earned, and if you deserve it, you don't have to chase it. It will find you. Hokit's doing some nice work here, people. I mean, like, he's really wearing down Uriel right now. Uriel hasn't had any answer for this wrestling, and Hokit's been on this dude's back the entire fight so far. Really like that way that he keeps pushing off the cage with his foot. Every time that Uriel tries to get back to the cage, Hokit just keeps pushing right back to the center with his foot. Kind of a cool move. Yeah, DC saying he likes it too. Oh yeah, bro. I said it shouldn't, and I shouldn't say they completely fucked it. Just charged me for cavities and didn't tell me. Yeah, exactly, yeah. But yeah, no. I mean, honestly, bro, they should definitely have been transparent with you about all that stuff. So fuck them. If you even have an inkling that shit was not done correctly, then fuck them. You know, you should walk out of a dentist office feeling good. All right, Uriel landed a couple of decent shots to the face, but Hokit is back on his leg here. Hokit getting a nice whiff of that crotch, but Uriel trying to fight him off here. All right, Uriel back out at range now. This is where you get to strike, buddy. He just threw a leg kick and then, like, tripped himself. He, like, stumbled backwards after he threw the leg kick. Why can't heavyweights throw leg kicks properly? Every time I see a heavyweight throw a leg kick, like, these big guys, they always end up, like, looking real awkward. Hey, Hokit gets the takedown. Yeah, it was a fence grab, yeah. I thought he had kicked off again like he was doing later, but yeah. He's a dirty fence grabber, this guy. Snatching fence links. Not good. Just hate paying for shit twice when it could have been done right the first time. Facts, Savage. I definitely feel you on that. We need more heavyweight talent. Keyword is talent. Most heavyweights are just fat guys off the couch. Yeah. That is the unfortunate truth. The problem is that you just don't get that many guys that big that want to go out and get punched in the face, you know? If you're that big and you're an athlete, you'll go over and play football. You go over and do something else. It takes a special breed to want to go into the cage in the first place, and then to be that big. It's a rare animal. Maybe you should start growing heavyweights on the farm. Some good heavyweight stock. Go out to the next livestock auction in Egypt. Go get yourself a couple of heavyweights, bring them back over. Could be a little cottage industry for you. Same with the quails and the pheasants. You start growing heavyweights. I keep sleeping on Contender series. It's literally the Ultimate Fighter without the BS. Bro, you never, ever sleep. Bro, if there is any one thing that I can impart to you that is the most important takeaway from anything, it is never sleep on the Contender series. This is the most important shit to watch. Half the time there are prelims that you can skip. Contender series never skip. Because, I mean, 9 times out of 10, this is where you're going to get the most action anyway, because they're trying to show out. So even if these guys don't end up being the superstars of tomorrow, you at least generally get a good performance on this show. Aspinall definitely doesn't like to get hit. I mean, no one likes to get hit. But if you're as good as Tom Aspinall, then you don't have to get hit so much. So, you know, you just got to be willing to do it. And I think Tom can, Tom will take a punch. All right. Hokit is showboating, and I do not like that. Wow, easy double leg for Hokit. Yeah, Hokit's going to win this fight. Yeah. Uriel's already gassing out. Hokit landing some nice ground and pound over here. Yo, airport style. Let's go, dude. Yo, Uriel. Yeah, Uriel looking like he's gassed. Tom's too quick. Yeah, dude. If you can be fast at heavyweight, you are dangerous. One of Jailton Almeida's big strengths as well. People don't give Jailton enough credit for being fast. He's very crafty at heavyweight. Ooh. Nice shots for Hokit here. Oh, yeah, Uriel's about to get finished over here. Honestly, again, for heavyweight being the least skilled division in this sport, this is actually a really good performance for Hokit. Ooh, elbows. Yeah, this is going to be finished. Come on, Blake. Blake Grice right on top of it. There it is. There it is. Hey, Hokit. Yeah, honestly, dude, that's a legitimately good performance for heavyweight right there. That was good. That was real good. Hokit getting a contract too. Jones knows? Yeah. Jones knows a lot of shit. I keep seeing all that stuff about John Jones talking about wanting to fight on the White House card, and I'm like, go the fuck away. Go away. You said you were retired, John. Stop bothering us. Quit cropping up and sprinkling your name out there for fucking clickbait. John Jones at this point is human clickbait. He is a human engagement farmer. He is not a fighter anymore. He is an engagement magnet. Stop bothering this sport with your presence. Can't stand that guy. True, go make big bucks in NFL. Exactly. I mean, why not? Fucking go into the NFL and you get to go push some guys around as a linebacker, and then you get to stand around for 5 minutes while the play changes over. Football is like, it's a brutal sport. I'm not trying to take away like how tough football players have to be, but you get a lot of downtime in football, man. Football, you get to play, they blow the whistle, you get to stand around for a little minute, you get to talk to your boys, you look over at the cheerleaders, you drink some Gatorade, switch people out. You have to be 15 full-on minutes of all gas, no brakes when you're fighting. That'd be hilarious. Have a bunch of heavyweight livestock. Yeah, exactly. Water them with protein shakes and feed them power bars. I love it. It's sad as fuck. Yeah, with John, not sad to me. It's sad that we all sat here and let him do it for as long as he did. It's sad that everybody was holding on to a memory of a fighter who really... Anyway, whatever, dude. I don't know. I don't want to go down the John Jones road. I've gone down it too many times. John Jones was strategically navigating the later portion of his career. He did it to a T, and the entire MMA population was snowed by his greatness from previous years, is all I feel about that. I'll leave it there. 2 contracts up. Exactly. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. No, Hokit definitely needs to get a contract because we are just now seeing heavyweights who actually wrestle. Him, Vitor Petrino. It was supposed to be Marcus Buchecha, but that guy flamed the fuck out. Another failure to launch. That fight was hilarious, bro. Y'all saw the Marcus Buchecha fight? Him versus Martin Buday? I love that fight. I want to play that fight in the history books. You know what I mean? Like, that needs to be one of those ones in like the history of MMA. This is what happens when you are an elite BJJ practitioner with no other mixed martial arts skills. Marcus Buchecha coming in with all of the accolades. If you knew that guy's record in BJJ, it was insane. This is going Randy Savage over here. Look at this guy with the bandana. Oh, he really is cutting promos. Oh, this guy is really going legit pro wrestling right now. Oh, this is going to be so bad, bro. This is going to be so bad when this guy's in the UFC. We've got another Colby Covington on our hands, people. This guy's going full on Bill Algeo right now. Whoa. What is he talking about? What is this dude doing? He just said the PDF file word on live television. Heidi Androl is sitting here looking like Mike Myers when Kanye West was on that benefit back in 2001. Heidi Androl's like, what the fuck? Bro, what is this dude doing? This guy is really going pro wrestling right now. Wow. Well, I guess he'll have a career outside of this once he flames out in the UFC. Oh my God, this guy is really cutting a promo like crazy right now. Sorry, Chad, I gotta listen to this. This dude he is spitting. Oh my God. This dude is straight up an AEW character. The Incredible Hulk, he's calling himself. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, Heidi Androl says. Go, get out of here. Yeah, dude, this guy is something else, bro. The Incredible Hulk. Well, I mean, that's one way to make an impression. Coming in with the Randy Savage headband and sunglasses, cutting a promo, talking about wanting to take out R-worders and PDF files. I mean, what? Did he really say that he was going to punch transgenders in the face? Oh my God. Sometimes I love this sport. Sometimes I really hate this sport. I don't know what to feel about that shit, dude. That is some weird shit. All right. So what were you guys talking about? My bad. What's UFC doing with Derek Lewis? He's so random. I mean, I don't know. What are they doing with him? I think they're hoping that he can continue to knock people out. It might be Derek Lewis and Tom Aspinall on the White House lawn. You know, they wanted to have Taliesin Teixeira be the next thing up. Thought that he was going to be able to take out Old Man Lewis. Old Man Lewis still got that power in the hands. I feel bad for Tom Aspinall. I feel like the division is so scarce that building him a resume of killers is like 4 guys and he's already beat all of them already. Oh well. He can just be like Alexandre Pantoja. Keep turning it around. And hotshot some other people up there to get knocked out. Whatever. Don't feel bad for Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall doing his damn thing, and now finally John Jones is out of the way. You just be mad at John Jones. Don't be sad for Tom. Tom did everything right. Tom did every single thing right. John Jones wanted to play games, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Now you don't get to fight at the White House, dummy. So yeah, Tom can just beat whoever. Let him put anybody in front of him. I mean, I think Gilton might have a decent shot with the wrestling, but who knows? Maybe one of these guys will do it. Maybe that guy will do it. Maybe the Incredible Hulk gets the title shot. I want to know what Dana has to say about that dumbass promo cutting, though, because this is exactly what I was concerned about when TKO was formed and WWE merged with the UFC to form TKO. I cannot stand WWE shit creeping over into my MMA. That kind of stuff right there bothers the fuck out of me. Even like, unless it's entertaining, unless it's like truly entertaining. Chael Sonnen knew how to do it. That guy is just, again, Chael was like prime WWF 80s style trash talk when it comes to that style. That dude is modern AEW style. A cheap imitation. These guys are all cheap imitations of the old school when it comes to the promo cutting. Tom is chilling. Yeah, Tom's chilling. Why not? I just want to know when they're going to announce his opponent. Wasn't he supposed to have fight news? I thought they had just said that he had, like, not too long ago, they were saying that he had fight news. Then nothing. The Incredible Hulk is going to run the division. Facts. I think Aspinall beats everybody twice and dips. Fine. That's nothing wrong with that. I think that is an absolutely acceptable way to do it. If you can't supply me with the competition to beat me, then I'll just beat whoever you put in front of me, take my belt, and ride off into the sunset. I think that's a fine career for Tom Aspinall. Go out and get another unfortunate tattoo. Exactly. People are studying Connor and not Uncle Chael. Yo, facts, brother. I mean, that style shit, though, is like, that was like legitimately like WWE style, though. Like, I don't know. I don't like that kind of shit. I think it's goofy. I think it's goofball shit. And it really, I mean, the only person who has done it correctly in MMA has been Chael Sonnen. And Chael is the best trash talker of all time. Don't get it twisted. But there's just been nobody able to replicate it. Because he did it correctly in the amount. That was the thing. He was funny. He was measured. And he had enough of the bravado that you need from the WWE style promo cutting to make it an effective package. Chael did it correctly. No one else has been able to replicate. Certainly not Colby Covington. That's why I was looking forward to Tough, but Chael didn't bring his usual personality. Facts, Savage. Facts. This season of Tough was terrible. This was, I mean, like, I've been watching Tough forever, but like, as far as since I've been doing Yama, this is now my third season with Tough since Yama started, and they've just gotten progressively worse. I got very lucky with the season that I did the full reviews for. That was the Connor season. That season was entertaining. Last season before this one was Grasso and Shevchenko. I mean, you know, there was a couple little moments here and there, but nothing really great. And then at least you got, you know, Alexa and Valentina to look at. That was always nice. But other than that, really not too much to write home about. And then this season there was really nothing. It's like I said on the last stream. I was like, the only things that you really got out of this season were a couple of okay fights and getting to laugh at Arshan Memon washing his feet in the sink in the first episode. Those two Brazilians jawing at each other did nothing for me. Guess it would be exhausting to keep it up for a whole season. One thing for a press conference. I mean, you can do it in a way that like makes it entertaining, like in pieces. You know what I mean? You don't have to do it for the entire season. Plus, where was DC? DC was supposed to be the other side of that coin. The guys have a fucking show together, for Christ's sake. The two of them have a show together. You would think that they would have chemistry in competition. Fucking bothered me. That really did bother me. All right, Lewis Lee Scott is the guy coming into the cage. He is an Englishman. He's going up against a man from India. Shout out to the Indians. Arshan Memon, another Indian fighter. India, an emerging market in this sport. I do believe we're going to have some good Indian fighters at some point. We have not seen it yet, but, you know, we do have little Pooja Tomar, so there's something. Even though she just got finished in her last fight. But, Kaushik Sai Kumar, that's a name and a half. Sai Kumar. Psycho Sai Kumar, that could be a cool nickname for this guy. Kaushik. Shout out to Josh Koscheck. Yeah, DC didn't bring it either. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, neither of those guys did anything entertaining. Like I said, two things were entertaining on the show this season. One was Arshan Memon washing his feet, and the other was when Chael Sonnen had to pony up $12,000 for his boy missing weight. And then his boy lost. That was what was funny about it. I gave Chael some credit, though. Chael putting up 12 grand of his own cash. That's some G shit. But for his boy to go out there and then miss weight and lose the fight, goddamn, that sucks. Yo, I'll pause myself on this one, but what is up with this dude's nipples? This dude got some weird discoloration around his nips. You know that it's something weird when I notice it. There's dude This dude is a mechanical engineer. He is losing this fight. Lewis Lee Scott is 9-0. Kaushik Sai-Kumar is 5-0. He's a mechanical engineer. There's no way he's winning this fight. I don't think India will ever have a champion. I know it's a hot take, but nothing I've ever seen shows me they have decent martial artists from that country. They're an emerging market. Any country can have a champion if they have a legacy in the sport and have a lineage of quality fighters to train other fighters. They're still gaining their footing in the sport, so it's going to take a while for them to catch up. But anybody can learn the fundamentals and become great. Oof, geez, he just took a kick to the face. Michael, what's good, my man? Good to see you. Josh Barnett's nipples were the first set to scare me. You know, I honestly did not remember that, but now that you say that, I can see it. Scary nipples are something that definitely stick out in a sport where people are shirtless. We say other obvious shit. I think Lee Scott over here has a Grateful Dead tattoo. What it looks like anyway. Oh. Sai-Kumar just took himself down trying to go for a calf slicer or a heel hook or something. Uh-oh. Is Sai-Kumar going to be able to lock up a heel hook? If this dude can finish with a heel hook, I mean, he's cranking. Oh, bro, he might have it. I mean, he's the position doesn't look right to actually be getting the turn of the ankle, but he's got the position. Yeah, at least Scott just keeps moving himself around. All right, he's out of it finally. I was like, bro, you cannot get heel hooked on the Contender series. Oh, yo, Sai-Kumar will not let go of this heel hook. This dude is committed. This dude is going to get himself knocked out trying to heel hook a guy. All right, Lee Scott, come on, bro. Lee Scott needs to make this less embarrassing for himself. There you go. There's a good takedown. I mean, he's not fully taken down, but at least he's on the ground in a weird low control position there, taking a couple elbows. Ryan Hall grip. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Maybe you should start Uminori rolling. Have a real Ryan Hall performance. Lee Scott just Ilya Topuria him. Pop! It's one of my favorite fights of all time. I don't think that there was anything quite as bizarre as that fight. Just seeing Ryan Hall Uminori rolling his way to getting brutally knocked out with his face already pressed down to the mat. Not his face, but his skull. Like, he literally was on his back looking up at Topuria. Topuria looked down at him and just went bang. He's like, fuck this. Fuck this goofy shit. I love that fight. Thank you for reminding me of that fight. Shout out to you, Odyssey. I appreciate you, bro. Thanks for hanging out. Nice spinning kick to the body for Lee that was partially blocked. I'm still trying to see if that's a Grateful Dead tattoo. It looks like it is. Ooh, that was a decent little low kick for Sai-Kumar. Let's see what his striking looks like. Because that's one thing that we have definitely seen. Aside from Puja Tomar, I have not seen any quality striking out of the Indians, except for Anshul Jubli has good technical striking, but he gets broken pretty easily. All right. Sai-Kumar back on the back, trying to make this all grappling. We know how that works out. But he's got his hand over the shoulder at least, trying to backpack here. Oh, he's got the backpack. Shout out to Sai-Kumar for that one, dude. He really did just hop on this dude's back and then sink the body triangle in. But yeah, this is good for Lee. Lee's kind of trying to get him to the side, trying to shake him off a little bit. But Sai-Kumar keeping control nicely. This is not bad, but There are going to be bantamweights that are going to be able to figure this out so easily, bro. There's no way. There's no way that he's going to be able to do this in the organization. Not in the bantamweight division. I mean, maybe in the middle of the bantamweight division, but you get up towards the top there. I mean, like, you think that Umar's going to be allowing this shit? All right, Sai Kumar wins that round, I would say. Getting closer to finishing than any of the striking that Scott was doing. If Sai Kumar makes it into the organization, I'm calling him Psychonaut Sai Kumar. I like it. I'm new here and your channel is awesome, sir. Hey, thank you. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out from Jacksonville. Hey, shout out to Jax, bro. I'm in Central Florida. Florida, stand up, man. I don't know how all the Floridians all gravitate to Yama, but I appreciate it. I love the hometown, home state love here. Arrogant Savage out there in the Fort Myers area. Out on the farm, out in Florida's beautiful farmland. Partaking in nature's rich bounty. And hell yeah, dude. Shout out to Jax, man. Hope you're in a good part of Jax, because Jacksonville is... it could be a scary place. But I got a lot of love for Jacksonville, though. I was actually out in Jacksonville probably... it's a couple years ago now, but I saw Spider Gang out in Jacksonville. That was fun. That was a good show. That was right at the end of the pandemic. Ooh, all right. That was a good left hand for Sai Kumar. Sai Kumar the Psychonaut. I wonder if he's into psychedelics. Psychedelic Sai Kumar. He is an engineer. Perhaps he is engaged in some psyops. Psyops Sai Kumar. Oh, all right. Yes, Scott doing an okay job of staying on his feet right now, but Scott needs to turn up his striking if this is all that Sai Kumar is going to do. Oh, he got the leg lock again here. He's grabbing the top of the cage. Oh, Herb Dean saying, "Don't grab, goddammit." Sai Kumar is grabbing some legs right now, though. Lee Scott is really not impressing me in the slightest by, I mean, this is the exact, what Odyssey was just saying about this being like, you know, the Ryan Hall grip. Like, this could be very similar to that fight that I was just talking about if Scott actually was like throwing any kind of offense. Scott is just evading the grappling and then wrestling himself. Like, bro, like you get out of the grappling exchanges and then go right back into the clinch. How about you throw some elbows right now? He is on the outside of the clinch with underhooks. Bro, get in. There you go. There was one elbow. That was a good knee. Okay, he's getting a little more active in the clinch. That's what he needs to do. If this is what Sai Kumar is going to want to do and try to clinch up and do all this wrestling shit, then you need to have offense in the wrestling. And you got the back now. Suplex him. You think that Sai Kumar is going to be able to withstand a German suplex right now? We just saw Hokit over here cutting the promo. You need to actually do the wrestling moves. All right, Sai Kumar gets himself on the inside of the clinch here now. Another elbow for Lee Scott here. Lee Scott starting to put the pieces together a little bit more. Nice elbows. Okay, this is what I was talking about. I appreciate when they listen. I feel like since Vitz King isn't here, they haven't been listening as much. Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, Lee Scott's starting to get the rhythm down now. It only took half a fight. Getting his kicks off. I like this. This is better. Lee Scott. And fucking Sai Kumar ain't doing shit. He got no striking at all. Yo, Sai Kumar, you need to throw your hands out there in a punching motion. Yeah, Lee Scott is just picking him apart with these kicks now. There you go. That was one for Sai Kumar. It just looks like Sai Kumar is not... like, he looks hesitant to throw his hands at all. And you can't be that way at this level of the sport. You need to be able to throw punches and kicks. You know, like a mixed martial artist. Nice combo for Scott there. Oof, another nice leg kick for Lee Scott. Ooh, man, yo, Lee Scott's starting to put it together now. I don't know what happened to Sycamore. He stopped going for the takedowns. Bro, go back to what you were good at. If you're not going to strike, if you're going to stand here and get punched and kicked. Well, all right. That was interesting. He got a kick caught and then dropped down into a leg lock here. I mean, bro, you're not Walter Walker, my guy. Like, it is very rare that you're going to be able to get a freaking heel hook this. Like, I mean, like, he's trying to go for a calf slicer now, it looks like. But, I mean, Scott is not, like, he's wise to all of this. All right, there you go. There's some punches. Punch, punch. Kick, punch. All in the mind. Bang, bang. Bro, even if Sai Kumar does get a heel hook, like, I really don't think that that's going to get you a contract the way you're fighting. Like, now, you are too far into this fight showing that you have no striking to at all think that you're getting a contract. I don't think that Lee Scott's getting a contract either, but he's got more of a chance. And he's definitely winning the... Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess it's 1-1 technically. But way more effective work in that second round than anything that Sai Kumar did in the first. Yeah. We really need to win this round, but I really need to finish, is what he says. Forward pressure. Yeah. How about telling your guy to throw a punch? How about throw your hands in your feet like strikes, land those strikes, and see if you can knock your guy down? Maybe that is an effective strategy. This dude, Louis Lee Scott, looks like Moist Critical in the face. He got the same beard. He's like a lighter Moist. Shout out to Charlie. Another Florida legend right there. Florida's in the house. All right. Round 3. See if anybody can actually do anything in this fight. Yeah, first round 3 of the evening. I like that. Diet Moist. Yeah, exactly. What would it be like? He's not Moist Critical. He's Moist Stable. That's so dumb. He's moist. You know, it'll be okay. Good Lord. Oh, what? Stop what? Oh, dick shot. All right. Sai Kumar, take a shot to the Dick Kumar. I'm getting goofy right now. All right. We have a little bit of a break in the action. It was a switch kick to the dick. Wow. Yes, switch. I mean, technically a knee because the knee is what connected, but like the shin. Switch shin to dick. That didn't look pleasant. Yeah. Behind Sai Kumar are 2 people wearing Toys R Us shirts. Shout out to Jeffrey. Is it Jeffrey or Joffrey? The Toys R Us mascot. I don't remember. All I know is he was a giraffe and Toys R Us was awesome. A relic of a bygone era, just like Blockbuster. But I miss both of them. That's why I have a little video store in my house. I want to have a video store like the Angry Video Game Nerd has one day. That would be awesome. All right, fight's back on. Enough chit chat. Somebody finish over here. All right, Lee Scott trying to lay some hands on. There you go. All right, Sycamore finally throwing some shots here, but he just throws singles, bro. Throw a combo, my man. You can tell that he is not comfortable striking. Ooh, yeah, see, there you go. Lee Scott is throwing like an MMA fighter. He's throwing knees, he's connecting, he's putting combos together. There you go, another nice low kick there, another one. Yeah, Lee Scott's turning up. Nice teep, too. That was a great teep. That was a well-timed teep to throw Sycamore off of any rhythm that he might have started to have. Oh, good Lord. And Sycamore goes back to the control, trying to backpack again. Brother, you are not winning the fight this way. Oh, Lee Scott missed weight. I didn't hear that. Uh-oh. That's not good. Man, if you can't make weight on the Contender series, that's a bad sign going forward. All this talk about weight cutting recently. Oh, is Ryan Hall in his corner? I didn't even notice. Maybe Ryan Hall has grown up a little bit and I didn't recognize him. Damn. We all age, don't we? Oof. There you go. Beautiful combo for Louis. Oh, Louis about to get it. Louis about to get it. Oh, yup. There it is. All right. Louis got it finally. Finally. Should have been able to finish that fight earlier, but he gets it. I would suspect, I don't know. Sometimes they'll be giving contracts out to like anybody who gets a finish. I don't know if I would give him a contract off of that performance personally, but he did get a finish. So shout out to Louis Lee Scott, the Englishman. Oh no, it's not a Grateful Dead. It's a headband. It's the headband on a lady. He got a fortune teller tattooed on his arm, and it's her headband that I was thinking was the Grateful Dead logo. And now he's coming over to Dana telling him, I can do better. That was nothing. Trust me, I can do better than that if this guy is not out here trying to calf slicer me all the time. Oh, well. Yeah, you miss weight and you only finish in the third. He'll probably get a contract. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe he'll end up getting it. I don't know. He would be one, based on what we've seen tonight, he'd be the one that I'd be most skeptical about having success in the organization. Could be another Nathan Fletcher situation. But either way, it was a nice finish, though. I give him some credit. Once he started to get his rhythm down, once he started to string together better combos, he was doing some nice work. So, shout out to Louis Lee Scott. And they had his last name on the Chiron as Lee Scott. So, am I to believe that Lee is not his middle name? Also, this announcer is not it, bro. I don't like his modulation is not great to me. I don't like it. Lightning Louis, they call him. Well, Lightning Louis took almost 2.5 rounds to finish the fight. Lightning Louis. Not as quick as your nickname would suggest, good sir. Louis Lee Scott. Quite a name. Louis Lescott. Oh yeah, I think I did see Lerone Murphy on the Chiron. I mean on the picture-in-picture earlier. So I guess he's a teammate of Lerone. Oh, and actually, yeah, no, I guess that was the guy that Lerone was shouting out, right? Wasn't Lerone shouting him out on the broadcast? Hey, getting a little hug from Ateba Gautier. Shout out to Ateba. There's another success from the Contender series. Bro is a G. Really, really, really hope that they match Ateba Gautier up with Susarkayev. TJF, what's good, my guy? Hamzat number 1 pound for pound. Admit it, bro. Please, please. No, I will not admit it. Makhachev still pound for pound, brother. Makhachev number 1, brother. You laughed at? Did I laugh at you? I wasn't laughing at you. I maybe be laughing at some of the statements, but it was not personal. But no, I mean, honestly, like, I don't know. Hamzat did make a good case for possibly being pound for pound, but it's going to take a title defense or two before I give him that, dude. right in your face. Ha! Ha! Nah, man, come on, bro. You know I wouldn't do that to you. But, no, I mean, seriously, talking about that conversation, though, I would say that Hamzat does have potential to be that. I definitely, all jokes aside, Hamzat has the potential to be P for P, but I think that Makhachev has proven time over time that he is that right now, at least. If Makhachev beats Jack Della, Hamzat's going to have a big old mountain to climb before he'd be getting pound for pound over Islam. I didn't even know right now Ilya is number 1 in the rankings and Hamzat's 4th? What? They put Ilya as number 1 pound for pound? What? What is this madness? What is this madness? This is unacceptable poppycock. This is popcockery at its finest right here. Let me see here. Yeah, you are correct. Yeah, Ilya Topuria number 1, Makhachev 2. Merab number 3. I like that. Merab should stay at number 3, but I don't think that... I mean, that's recency bias, I think, for Topuria being number 1. But if Islam beats Jack Della, he's going right back to number 1. And then Hamzat, he can stay at number 4. Because I think that Merab's not losing to anybody anytime soon. Everybody talking about how Hamzat's going to be having the carousel and nobody wants to fight him or whatever, leaving behind Merab, who's basically done the same thing at bantamweight. Too bad Islam's ducking. Yeah. Well, I mean, now that is an interesting point in that whole conversation now, isn't it? Now, isn't it? Is Ilya actually being ducked by Islam? Islam had always said that he wanted to move up. I don't know. I mean, maybe there is some strategery going on there, a little bit of gamesmanship, a little bit of career navigation. Hard to say, but you do make a decent point by saying that. You do make a decent point by saying that, and if that is the case, then Ilya would be number 1, because pound for pound don't duck nobody. And as far as I've seen out of Ilya Topuria, he has been pretty open about being willing to fight anybody regardless. The only thing he's worried about right now is not having to make a weight that's uncomfortable for him. And to that I say, very smart. Make the weight that you are comfortable with, Brian Battle. Hamzat could be number 1, but he's got to get past his strong opponent, the common cold. Yo, savage facts. That is legit facts. Good Lord. Still in recovery of the DDP loss. Depressed as fuck. Feel you, Savage. I'm not depressed about it, bro. Honestly, like, depression is not how I feel about it. I'm more angry than anything else. I'm more angry that Dricus and his team did not have a plan when they claimed that they did. Same way I felt about Rob Whittaker. Rob Whittaker came into his fight with Hamzat saying, I have been training specifically for this fight. I've got a new set of skills that I've been working out. We've been conditioning for this fight differently. He had a whole song and dance about how he was coming into that fight completely prepared for the type of fight he was getting. And then what happened? Dricus and his coach in that little promo video that Chase Parton posted in the Discord saying, we're not going to run away from Hamzat's wrestling. We want to wrestle with him. Oh, everybody's so scared of his wrestling. Not us. Not the big bad South Africans. We're coming in here going fire for fire with his wrestling. Did ya? That's what I'm saying, bro. I really do think that I'm onto something with Dricus' coach being the new Edmund Tarverdian. A coach that is coasting off of the inherent greatness of his student rather than improving the skill sets that's there. The skill set that is there that could be improved upon. If you are a coach, it is your job not only to guide your student in the fight, but it is to improve the natural abilities of your student and improve upon areas that could be elevated. Both. The tide rises all ships when it comes to that. You improve the areas where they're weak, and you reiterate and build upon their strengths. Or you can be like Edmund Tarverdian and say, oh, I've got a student who's already good at one thing. I'm just going to let them go on their path and kind of hang back and just tell them what they want to hear. That's what it's looking like with Drekis' coach. The only way Hamzat will lose his belt is inactivity, and Dana's going to strip it. Man, TJF, I don't like the disrespect to Fluffy Hernandez in that statement. I don't know. I mean, I want to believe that Fluffy's got a shot. It's hard. It's hard to believe that. It's hard to believe, it's like we're talking about on the podcast. I asked Chase pretty much straight out, who beats Hamzat? And he said nobody. So I'm like, it could be that. It certainly could be that. Was Edmund's yes, Edmund Tarverdian was Ronda's coach. Yeah. Head movement. Rick Allen. Hey, there's the resident hater. Rick Allen, we had a hater in the chat earlier. You should have been around here to say that there's only one hater allowed. Somebody was trying to challenge your spot for number one hater. You think Shemaev might convert to Christianity because all these crucifixes he did? Crucifixes should be haram for Muslim fighters. Nice, Rick. I like that. That's funny. I mean, yeah, for a non-Christian, he certainly was throwing a lot of people on crosses now, wasn't he? Or at least one guy multiple times. I mean, he really did drag that fight out with those crucifixes. Good Lord. 500 plus significant strikes, none of which were significant. Fluffy will be close. I want to believe it. I mean, granted, Hamzat is not going to be anything like Roman Delice. We know that. But we have seen Fluffy do the same thing to better fighters-ish. Better fighters than Roman, I'm saying. Paulo V. Skip. Hello. Thank you very much for following. Welcome, my man. Welcome. Thank you very much for following. Thank you very much for saying hello. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying the Contender series if you're watching. How do you think Kristaps Porzingis would do in the UFC? I am not familiar, TJF. Catch me up. The name sounds familiar though. The name does sound, is he a wrestler? Since the Muslim fighters don't fight each other, why doesn't the UFC just go all in and do a full-on Islam versus Christianity card? Would be good marketing, get people amped up. I mean, the UFC might do some shit like that, but not market it that way. Because I think that's what they would say. They don't want to be labeled as something like that. We don't want to be divisive like that. We're an all-inclusive organization. But then they just do it on the back end. And it's like, wait a second. All of these guys are Muslim. All of these guys are Christian. Events taking place in Abu Dhabi. The real question is, does Fluffy have a good wrestling defense or not? I guess not. Well, yeah, I mean, no, yeah, we saw some good wrestling defense against Brandon Allen out of Fluffy. I mean, Fluffy was in some worse positions. I mean, like, obviously, Hamzat, also not Brandon Allen. But we did see something out of him. You know what I mean? I believe it was that first round that Brandon Allen took in that fight. So, I would say that there's more potential than anybody else right now. people were talking about Rainier de Ritter. We're talking about it on the podcast, saying, I mean, Rainier de Ritter, no, not Rainier de Ritter that went almost 3 rounds with Gerald Meerschaert, who was just dead bugging in his fight with Mikhail Olszewczuk. That ain't it, champ. So, I mean, I got to believe if Fluffy Hernandez beats RDR in the fight that they just got booked, we'll see at that point. That's, to me, a number 1 contender fight. Whoever gets that, we'll find out. NBA player who's 7-1 and says he that's why I know him, is because I did hear that basketball player was talking about coming over to MMA. How would he do in the organization? I don't know if he trains like that. If he's really training for it, then maybe, but they better not hotshot him. If Porzingis comes in and they try to give him anybody even close to a mid-level fighter, he'll get stomped. Look what happened to CM Punk. CM Punk was training for a year and a half. All right, I'll catch back up with chat after this at the break of this fight. Give me a moment here. We got Holmes versus Rouston. Holmes has a tattoo on his face. Just saying. He also has a little rat tail in the back, trying to be a mini Charles Johnson. Rouston has a fresh cut with a very sharp line on the side and a little schwip on the other side. Nice kicks from both these guys so far. All right, another nice low kick. They're just trading kicks over here. All right, boom, boom. Nice kick to the body for Holmes. Trombones like John Jones. John Holmes. What? I don't know. Chael said it better. Strike that. Pretend I didn't say it. Don't clip that. Ooh, nice teep there. But both these guys just trading kicks. There you go. Holmes trying to get in there a little bit. Rouston trying to work his way in. They both keep kind of like doing like that. They're like shifting the pressure. All right, Rouston trying to go for the single leg takedown. Gets it. At least gets Holmes to his ass. Really drives. Just going to say, Holmes is taking his back now. I was just going to say that Rouston was pressing his face too far forward. And Holmes is about to swing the leg over here. It looks like Rouston still has the single leg, but Holmes can still swing around if he wants to. But, all right, Rouston does a good job of keeping him under control. Rouston on the cage. All right. Holmes back to his feet. Oh, there. Time? Time for what? What was the time for? Oh, a little nut shot? How did he get nut shotted on the cage like that? That was weird. The only guy who's beating Hamzat at middleweight is MVP with a really good wrestling defense. There might be something to that, but his wrestling defense, I mean, it was okay, but Ian Gary had his number. I don't see why Hamzat would not do the exact same thing. MVP literally has the best style to beat any fighter. MMA needs more point fighters with good grappling. I'd say maybe. I think that there's some validity to that statement, but we'll unpack it a little bit later here. All right, back to the fight. Time's back in. They're throwing now. All right, Rouston's trying to land some hands here. Oh, there was another one. Oh, nice combo for... Oh, Rouston dropped him. Oh, let's get it. All right, Holmes on the ropes over here. Oh, Rouston doing it. Rouston landing some hands. Bang, knee. Boom, elbow. Yo, Rouston putting that work in right now. This is nice. Rouston putting all of the pieces together here. Oh, bro, Rouston is... Oh, it's over. Yeah, let's go. All right, man, this is what we were looking for last week, dude. Rouston. All right, Mr. Rouston getting the job done in round 1. Let's get it. That was really nice. He really had a nice variety of strikes, and he was landing very nicely. It took him a little second to get the range and the rhythm. Once he had the range down, rhythm followed right after that, and he was landing some nice shots. Rouston, good striking. A lot of good strikers today. Let's see. All right, where are we at here? I'd like to see Fluffy finally get a contender fight first, but Fluffy's got so much potential. Fluffy's gonna have a contender fight. He's fighting RDR. That just got announced today. I don't know if you heard that, TJF, but that is the fight that has just been announced. RDR versus Fluffy in Vancouver, Canada. Do you guys bet on the UFC? Can you make money off of betting on the UFC? We bet on the UFC, but do we make money? Talk to E-Money J. He's our betting expert. But Paul, since you are new, Paulov, you tell me what you like to be called. But when we watch UFC events together, which we do watch alongs for all UFC events, I do what is known as the community parlay. So I will give my parlay out, the one that I'm personally betting, and I will also say, y'all in the chat, give me some of your predictions, some of your picks, and I will put a parlay together based on the chat. So if you come to the streams that we're doing watch-alongs on, and you get here a little bit early, you get to have a say in whether or not I lose money. So, where can you watch the Contender series? It's on ESPN Plus. If you are not able to watch on ESPN Plus, join the Discord and ask somebody in there. They might be able to help you out with finding a means to an end. In general, for the regular folk, yes. Betting in the sport, no. Yeah, you cannot bet if you are a participant in the sport or a peripheral person to that participant. There aren't any good pay-per-view cards left this year. 320 is kind of trash. Everyone knows Pereira will lose again. Rick Allen, I hate to agree with you on that one, but I don't see... Dude, I am not a fan of immediate rematches and fights like that, because what is going to change? It's the same exact thing that I said after the Yuri fight when Yuri got a rematch. It wasn't an immediate rematch, but you know what I'm saying here. Pereira beats Yuri, goes on, fights again. Yuri gets another shot. What changed? What changed in that time? What I'd said about Yuri, if you don't change your game plan, if you don't change your approach, the same outcome will happen. I fear that that is going to be the case with Pereira Part 2. Unless Pereira has, sprung up some unknown grappling acumen, which you'd think that he would have considering that he has a black belt. James Krause and a few others got clapped for that. Yeah, rip James Krause. I always liked James Krause too, but rip. Do you watch on ESPN Plus? Yes, that is where we are watching currently. That was beautiful. Munching some Pizza Hut, and that was some good entertainment while I was eating. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. That was great. Yo, Cameron Rouston, another Aussie over here coming in. He's definitely in a city kickboxing guy. That was not. You want to talk about point fighting? That's where you go for that. He was not that. That dude was going in for the kill. I appreciated that. That was nice. That's what Navajo Sterling could have been. But this dude, yeah, this dude that's legit, dude. I like that. What do you do for a living, bro? Are you a martial artist too? No, I am not a mixed martial artist. I am not a competitor. I am a comedian. I do YouTube videos, commentary, and comedy. And I am just a nerd. Just a nerd for the sport. So that is what I am. I bring the fan perspective to the commentary, I think it's interesting though, because MMA is one of the few commentary communities that really takes that part seriously. You never hear a baseball YouTuber, people saying oh, you don't play baseball? I'm a fan. but yeah, no, I started off, I am a comic. I used to do stand-up a while ago. I don't do stand-up anymore. I'm more of a comedy writer. If you go onto the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@YamaShow, up there in the corner, you see the link. But if you go to the channel, you'll see some of the show that I do called Yama, which I need to get a new episode out of very soon here. But And in my day job, I work in marketing. I have my own marketing agency. Just went independent this month. I am just about a month into my first month of independence as a small business owner. So, hell yeah. Do you think Gone could club and sub Aspinall? No. Thinker has them hands though. Well, I mean that's facts, obviously. You know, I don't compete, but don't fuck with your boy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I am kidding. But still, please don't fuck with me. Same. Been watching the sport since I was in high school. Nothing crazy. Yeah, exactly. I've been a fan of the sport for 15, 20 years at this point. So, you know, I just decided to parlay my interest into the sport into something that I could do content-wise. My previous comedy project had ended and needed something else to do. And I was like, you know what? I love MMA. I love talking about MMA. So that's why I do this. Michael, any of your stand-up online? There's one set of mine online. Search Thinker St. James stand-up. You'll be able to find it. It's old, though. It's like 10 years old or something like that. But still not bad. It's still one of my decent set, I would say. I never really enjoyed doing stand-up. That was the thing. Like, I've told the story before, but stand-up, you got to have a love for it, and you really, like, you know the stand-up comics that have a love for it. Like, they really love it. Like, they love being out on stage. They love getting the laugh and all that. To me, it always felt like more work. And I didn't want to put the work in, to be perfectly honest. Like, I didn't like having to be out in the clubs all the time. I didn't like having to perform for free. In that capacity, you know, memorizing jokes and telling the same, like that was one thing that I never did. I never told the same set twice, because it got boring to me. I like to be spontaneously entertained. That's why, like, talking to you guys in the chat is always fun, because you guys are entertaining as hell. So, you know, I'll laugh at some of the stuff you say. I'll make myself laugh every once in a while. It's like, it's organic. Stand-up always felt very scripted to me, like I was doing a stage play. So, but yeah, you can see one of my stand-up sets is online there. Thinker St. James. Did you go to college for marketing and stuff? No, I actually took an odd kind of route into marketing. I started in live entertainment. So I used to do technical work, backstage, audio-visual work was my main career for a long time. And I did that for about 10 years, just under 10 years. And then I moved into, I went independent the first time, but I didn't have a plan that time. I basically got tired of doing live entertainment stuff. It wasn't, 10 years was enough. You know what I mean? Like almost a decade of that work was like, it was enough. So I wanted to try to go into my passion, which is writing. So I was doing my comedy writing for that. I was always doing comedy throughout all of that, but I tried to make a go of doing comedy writing. Did decently successful with comedy writing, but never got the success that I actually wanted out of it. And then the project that I put a lot of my effort into, myself and my co-producer on that, we parted ways. And so from there, I I parlayed the comedy writing and the skills that I had gained from that, because with the comedy project that I was doing, I also did all our social media for it. So I just kind of like naturally gained a bunch of skills in the marketing sector from that. And then I kind of just got lucky. I got very lucky that a friend of mine worked at a company locally that was looking for marketing support. And from there, I made a career out of it. So now I have left that company. I have my own agency now and still doing content. So it took a long road to get to where I wanted to be, but this is much closer to where I wanted to be than I ever have been before. So anyway, that's my long-winded story for anybody who cared. 7-1, you own Joe Rogan, so I'm sure it's worth a look. Oh, well, you know, let's not see. All right. I don't want to go down the whole Joe Rogan, like Rogan sphere rabbit hole, because like, I feel like so many people clown on Joe Rogan when Rogan is the GOAT. And like, as far as like, you know, Rogan has the best life of any human being that's ever lived, dude. Like that guy's career trajectory has been like nothing short of insane for like the type of person that he is. I don't hate on Joe Rogan the same way that other people do, but I do kind of understand where people are coming from sometimes with Joe. I got a lot of respect for Joe. What state do you live in? I live in Florida. I live in La Florida. Same as my homie Odyssey, we just found out. Odyssey is out in Jax. I am in Central Florida. Best state in the union. Any luck on the dating apps recently? The age-old question. Rick, I have been way too busy for the dating apps right now, brother. Like, even if I was trying, bro, I have no time for it. I have no time to devote to it. Occasionally, I'll be swiping while I'm, like, on the toilet is basically when I have the time for it right now. Like, we're trying to make some moves with Yamma. Can't go into too much detail about all of that, but me and Chase Parton are doing some stuff with the podcast. Actually, yeah, for anybody who does not know, all of our new people here, there is a podcast on this channel called Last Week's Fights. We do that on Monday nights. So the most recent episode is out on the YouTube channel. If you're new, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, because the YouTube channel is where all of our content is housed. But the podcast is out on Monday nights. We talk about each and every fight from the previous week's UFC cards. You should put on your profile that you only swipe while on the toilet so the ladies know. There you go. That is how you win it, bro. That is how you win, for sure. Legit. It's good to give context. I appreciate. Yeah, no, absolutely. You're right. That is what's attractive to the ladies. There was one place I wanted to tell you about, Rick, that like I noticed good success with the ladies. But I'm forgetting what it was off the top of my head. Oh, IKEA. That's it. Rick Allen. There you go. I've been meaning to tell you that, bro. Rick Allen, if you've got an IKEA near you, go to the IKEA, bro. IKEA is a great place to meet women because there was so many women at the IKEA when I was there recently. I went out to the IKEA with my homie. We were doing some office shopping for one of the many things that I've got going on in my life right now. And I was very surprised by the amount of women that were at the IKEA. So you make a decent amount of money doing content creation? No, definitely not. But I'm doing okay with my with the marketing right now, and we're gonna be monetizing very soon. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting close. How old are you? I am 38 years old. I am an old man. Which section is the best? In IKEA? I don't know. Probably just anywhere, because you know how IKEA is like a big maze. So I guess the thing for IKEA is to hang out in a certain section for a little while and let people pass you. There you go. This is pro strats right here right now. We're really getting deep. If you're in the IKEA, you know how you like they have it all set up in like little rooms and stuff? Pick a room and you just like stand there for a little while because like people will pass you by. And then you like when you see a chick that you think is kind of cute, then you sort of, not in a creepy way, but you can kind of follow a little bit. You get in front of her again. And then when she's looking at something, you just kind of, do one of those over the shoulders. Like, man, what are you looking for over here? What do you think about this wall piece? I was thinking about that for my bathroom. I got a really nice bathroom that I would go in the house that I own. Pro tips. These are pro strats, people. This is like next level stuff. I don't know if you're understanding, but I don't know if you're picking up what I'm putting down. But this is like next level. IKEA has a website, right, bro? There's no reason to go there when you can order online and delivery. Rick Allen. Are you not understanding the point of going to the IKEA to meet women? That's why I was telling you about it. We went to the IKEA so that we could see the furniture in person. Because we're going to have to sit on it and use it. In fact, to your point, my boy wanted to get a feel for the furniture in person, and then he ordered it online. So yes, I am aware that there's a website, Rick Allen. Thank you for that valuable input to this conversation. You have to say, I'm looking for this new wall piece for my bathroom while I'm swiping on Tinder. It's a good thing to look at. There you go. Yo, combining the efforts into one cohesive package. This is why Paulo over here is next level. That's a dude who doesn't need any advice when it comes to apps. This is a guy who inherently knows how to work a room. Specifically, an IKEA room. He knows how to build that room with no tools and then work the room. I do love IKEA, though. I'm not going to lie. That place is awesome. It's fun. It's cool to just hang out in there, man. You go, you hang out, pick out some stuff. I don't have anything I need right now that I can think of. So, like, I didn't really, like, do any shopping for myself, but it was just cool to be there. I enjoy IKEA. Get yourself some Swedish meatballs, some lingonberry jams. All right. Manuel Exposito versus Jose Delano. All right. Fight is, I guess this is like the featured bout over here. Man, this Contender series has flown by. All right. Ooh. I'll get back to you, fine gentlemen in the chat, in mere moments. Hopefully, if this fight's quick. Exposito has a weird back tattoo. What is going on back there? He's got like 3 scenes that are like disconnected with like dividing lines. Yeah, that's an odd choice. That is an odd choice for a back, like a full back piece. All right, nice hands for Exposito. Ooh, another nice one. Yeah, Exposito's landing pretty nicely. Oof. All right. Delano going for a single leg here. Let's see if Delano can finish this thing. Nope, he abandons it. Well, that's a great look early. All right. Ooh. Okay. Delano lands a couple there. All right. Exposito over swings. Ooh, nice ones from Delano. That was some good counter work right there. Exposito went high with the hook and overswang it. Oof. Yeah, Delano landing some good shots and getting out of the way. Nice body kick for Delano. He doesn't look like he has crazy power, though. That's the problem. It looks like Exposito's thrown with a little bit more heat, but he's not connecting. So Delano's just pointing his way to victory right now. But I don't know if he's going to be able to get a finish. We'll see. Ooh, yeah, nice movement by Delano. Which is kind of crazy because Delano is the taller guy, but he's getting under a lot of Exposito's shots. So Exposito needs to like adjust his level a little bit the way he's throwing. Yeah, Dean Thomas talking about the accuracy of Exposito's shots. Yeah, Exposito is taking some heavy attacks here. Nice knee by Delano, 2 of them. Yeah, these guys are throwing, though. I appreciate this. This is so much... God, I wish that this was the first week of the Contender Series, man. This is so much better. All right, Exposito gets the takedown finally here, but Delano's still working. If Delano can get back to his feet at open range... Oh, going for a... What? He crucifixed him. What the? He was going for a Kimura and then took Exposito over the top and into a crucifix. That was wild work. Yo, Delano might be something. I like his movement. And he's making good choices. He's got good fight IQ. All right, Delano. Ooh, nice kick for Exposito. Ooh, another nice elbow. Yeah. Exposito's leaking. First blood that we've seen all day. Kind of wild considering how many finishes we've seen. All right. Another nice jab. Just pop a jab out there for Delano. Ooh, body shot. Delano mixing the shots nicely and a kick there too. Two body kicks. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, Exposito's... He's getting lapped right now. Oof, nice lunging jab. Not a true Superman punch, but close enough. They're saying that Delano is UFC ready. I'm tending to agree. He's really making some very wise choices, and his shot selection is really nice. Exposito is starting to slow down. I think he's kind of getting discouraged by all these shots he's taken. That was a nice counter, though, for Exposito. This is a good round. A nice mix-up of the shots there for Delano again. I'm not seeing the power. Oh, jeez. Pair of good kicks for Delano. Yeah, this Delano dude he's on point, man. Ooh, mean. Oh, nice combo. Exposito's tough, man. He's eating some good shots. But like I said, I just don't see the power from Delano. But it's not going to matter when he's landing these many shots. Ooh. Uh-oh. Guillotine for Exposito here late in the round. Not able to get it. And this is an odd top control position for Exposito, but I think he just wants to hang out and coast to the end of the round now because he was taking some heavy damage and he is all kinds of leaky. Man, he is leaking all over Delano's back. All right. Well, that was quite the round. All right, let's see. You need chicks? Yeah. Kind of take it or leave it at this point, man. Did you read Solenoid yet? No, I have not. I remember, I think you already recommended that, right, Rick? I gotta write that down. How long of a book is it? Like, not that I'm against reading longer books, but time is my issue right now. I just don't have a ton of time. But I am down to start a book if it's something that I can get through and it's not super dense. If the prose is very dense, I don't know if I'm going to be able to like get into it, but if it's an easy read, like something that kind of flows nicely, I might be able to 600 pages. Yeah, that's not terrible. That's not terrible. Just get a mail order bride, Rick, get a girl and don't have to get off of your ass. There you go. Kind of a good point. Savage, maybe you start growing some brides out there. You got heavyweights, you got brides. All kinds of illicit farming operations. Didn't know IKEA sold food. Bro, you never been to the IKEA food court? That's where the Swedish meatballs are at. Brother, you must. You must. The Swedish meatballs are on point. All right, round 2. Delano right back to work over here. What up, John Dong? Waiting a sizable amount of time to make your presence known. How you doing, John? Hope you're doing well. What's your opinion of IKEA, John Dong? Are you an IKEA shopper? You enjoy it out there? Do you like the meatballs? Are you enjoying the Contender series? A lot of questions for John Dong today. All right. Yeah, Delano, weird. That was an odd switch kick that he just did, but trying to get creative. I appreciate it. I appreciate that he's trying to be a little flashy now. He knows he did good work in that first round. He knows he's up. Nice inside leg kick. That was hard, man. And yeah, Helly's not wrong, dude. The midsection of Exposito is all kinds of red right now. Exposito. He is getting exposed right now. Exposito just trying to stay on the outside right now, but how's he going to be able to get shots off? He's the shorter guy. He's got to get inside. Yo, Delano is just doing a really nice job of just tagging him. Way better volume. Power not there, but volume certainly is. Yeah, another nice shot for Delano. Ooh, 2 nice counters. 3! Delano is sharp with his boxing, bro. That was a nice kick for Exposito. Another nice counter. Damn. Little check hook. Land perfectly. They're saying that they can't think that Exposito is going to last much longer. He's pretty tough. But I'm telling you that the power is just not there. That's what I'm getting out of this right now. Oof, jeez, another good jab. I mean, that for a guy who's less powerful, a good solid jab is really what you want to keep pumping out. Because his nose is already compromised, Exposito. You keep pumping that jab out there, you'll break his nose. He'll go down off of that. That's how you know that if you're a volume striker, that's a great way to accomplish the goal without having the power to actually get the knockout. Yeah, Exposito, all that body work has lowered the guard a little bit. Now he's taking some solid shots to the face. And Delano's just walking him down at this point, too. He's really doing some nice work here, Delano. Plus, Delano looking fresh. Movement's still nice. He's not having to move as much anymore because Exposito's not moving as much anymore. Like, he's not really worried about a lot of explosive movement from Exposito. Oof. Ooh, nice tag. Oh. Another nice one. Delano doing work. He is working it right now, man. Exposito is all kinds of leaky. The faucet is running. Waterworks are on. And Exposito goes for a takedown. Doesn't get it. Oh, Delano going for a single leg. It looked like he was going to try to pick him up from the side. Oh, nice elbow on the inside. Oh, another one. That was 3 solid elbows from Delano in the clinch. Beautiful work. I really like the way that Delano is fighting. I wish that he was more powerful. I mean, he might be starting to turn up the power a little bit. Some of these shots look like he's putting a little bit more pepper on them. Oof, another one. I mean, this has just been all Delano, bro. Exposito had some early success, but this round is just all Delano. Like, still a 10-9 round, but geez, this is not a great look for Mr. Exposito. All right. Don't they still teach you guys how to read down there in Florida, bro? I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been in school. Maybe they stopped teaching that. How about me? I'm doing good, bro. Yeah, appreciate seeing you. Haven't been to an IKEA in over a decade? Well, it's well time that you get back into one. It's because you live in a small town that doesn't have an IKEA. Definitely worth a trip into the city for an IKEA. I don't know, bro. I felt like it was like going to a theme park, man. I enjoyed it. I had a great time. If you liked the Deadwood series, check out a book called The Sisters Brothers. Okay. I like Deadwood. I didn't watch all of it. I only saw a little bit of it. Swearingen. IKEA was the college furniture plug at one point. Facts. IKEA is the current furniture plug for me. This table that is holding up everything that's in front of me right now is IKEA. That one too. And both of them have been great. I love these tables. Like, that is no lie. I'm not even trolling. These tables are sturdy. They're exactly what I need. Love it. Was curious and looked it up. Closest IKEA to you is 89 miles in 2 hours. Oh, yeah. But I do like Swedish meatballs. If it's the one in Central Florida, bro, come on up. Exposito starting to turn up in the third round. Exposito is getting pissed off at getting beat up for 2 rounds. But yeah, Delano still, he moves nicely. He keeps range very well. There you go. Yeah, see, I think the corner told Exposito to start going after the shots a little bit more. You know, not be so on the outside. You got to, if you're going to take shots anyway, go in and get your own. Like, that's the problem. It's like Exposito is just staying on the outside, and Delano does such a nice job of managing the range that he was landing all these shots on the outside. Like, if you're going to get hit, go in and get your own shots off as well. At least you have a fighting chance under those circumstances, and you're not just being a punching bag. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, there you go. Nice body work. Oh, man, yo. Delano's hands are nice, dude. He just ripped 3 to the body and then 1 to the head, and all landed. That was really sharp. Ooh. Another nice body shot for Delano. Ooh, there you go. Another nice body kick. Yeah, Exposito's really... I give this guy Exposito a lot of credit because he's taken a lot of damage and he's still trying his hardest over here. I just think he's outclassed. Nice spinning kick to the body for Delano. Yeah, DC was just talking about that, how like the guys who have heart and like don't quit on themselves are the ones that get like a repeat invite. But I don't think he's going to win this fight, but it doesn't look like Delano's going to finish it. And that's what I was talking about with the power. It's like the volume striking is nice and the instincts are really good. You can tell that this guy has really high fight IQ. I just worry about him being able to finish fights. This point striking is not, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be good enough to get a contract off of. We'll see. It'll be interesting because I think that he's fighting a very solid strategic fight over here. Definitely the kind of fighter that can win a fight, but can he finish a fight? We'll meet up and dine on some balls. Brother, the ball dining invitation is always open. Those Swedes know how to do it. They do make some tasty balls. All right. Oof. All right. Yeah, Delano is he's holding back when Exposito's hurt over here. Oof. Another one. Oof, oof. They really are still swinging though. I'm glad that this was the featured fight because this deserves it. This is an actual like really good fight. This certainly could be a legitimate UFC fight. Both these guys definitely of the caliber of being in the organization, I would say. Yeah, Dean Thomas saying that he'd like to see Exposito again. I think that he's certainly earned it with the way that he's performing right now. No quitting this guy. But Delano he's just his technical striking is really nice. He almost reminds me a little bit of Izzy. Like he's like a more aggressive Adesanya. At featherweight too. Yeah, 51 strikes in 2 rounds for Delano. Delano is almost at 150 strikes total. Yeah, this Delano dude is sharp with his striking, but I worry about the power. Ooh, nice kick. Almost hit the scorpion on him. Yeah, that was a good fight. That was a really good fight. That was really good. How are the fights this week? These fights blow last week out of the water. Every one of the fights on this week was good. The only fight that was maybe even slightly mid was Saikumar versus Lewis Lee Smith, but Smith still ended up getting a finish. And then finishes in the first 2. So, yeah, this has been a great week of the Contender series. Yeah, I'm really, really satisfied with this week. Been a lot of fun watching these fights. And I appreciate all of you guys hanging out, new and old. Thank you to all of the new followers and subscribers. Thank you very much to the old homies. John, Rick Allen, Arrogant Savage, always TJF, the OG. Appreciate you guys. Beeb, of course, as well, checking in earlier. Another one of the GOATs of the chat. Appreciate you guys for real. Yeah, fights have been fun. This has been a good one. It's actually going to be very interesting to me to see who gets contracts off of this because I would say that probably, shit, man, there's a case for like 6 of these guys to get contracts. One out of each of the first 4, and then these 2 on this one. Probably both deserve it, I would say. Even if Exposito doesn't get it in loss, he should be able to come back. 30-27? They didn't give him any rounds, Exposito? I thought he at least took that first round. Or it was at least close enough for at least one judge to give it to him. Damn, they gave 30-27s across the board to Delano. That was a fantastic performance, though. Delano, if he doesn't get a contract, I'd be very surprised. Even with not finishing. But, as I had said, I question the power. I feel like at featherweight, he might not be powerful enough to hold his own against everybody, but the technical striking was really on point. Like I said, he reminds me of a smaller Israel Adesanya. Good times. Bro's doing the foot jive over here. He's dancing. Look at him dancing. Yeah, Dan Helly saying that this was like polar opposite from last week. Yeah, absolutely it was. Good Lord, this was so much better than last week. You think he should get a contract? I do too. I definitely do too. That was UFC caliber, that fight. Absolutely. Most definitely. Shout out to the Cutie Pie commission lady. Always love seeing her when they're in Vegas. Little kiss on the bald head for that man. Yeah, man. They're showing some of Delano's highlights, dude. He was working. He really had such a nice variety of strikes, man. Elbows in the clinch. If you're elbowing in the clinch, bro, you're already like miles ahead of half of these guys, which is sad to say, but it kind of is true. But you know, Dana likes his finishes, so point fighting might be a deal breaker. It is true. It is true. But I mean, that was more than point fighting though, bro. I mean, he bloodied him up. I think hopefully it was just Exposito being a really tough customer. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that was the only thing, because I was questioning the power, but it could have just been Exposito being really, really tough. Bro is 16-3. This guy is already a vet. Fabiano getting that little side hustle money over here on the Contender series. Appreciate him always too. That dude was tough as nails. Yeah, he really was. All 3 rounds pushing forward through some really heavy damage. Round 2, maybe less. Round 2 was definitely a very dominant round for Delano. But 1 and 3, I thought that Exposito was really pushing the pace. He was trying his hardest. $147 significant strikes. What a beast. Fabiano is the best. Love how he translates the passion as well. Absolutely. Fabiano is like, he seems like a genuinely good dude too. Cause like there are times where like when fighters are getting emotional, like, you know, they're getting like choked up. He'll kind of get choked up too, you know? Yeah, exactly. He gets emotional with the fighters. Exactly. Like you can tell he's got a good heart. Like, he would be one of the people that if he turned out to be a dirtbag, I would be, like, genuinely hurt, you know? I'd be like, damn, no, not you, Fabiano. Find out that Fabiano's out here, like, getting Me Too'd or some shit, you know? No! Not Fabiano! It was like playing a video game with no knockout mode, he said. Must be a UFC 5 player. UFC 6 coming out soon. See if they bring that to Steam. If they bring that shit to Steam, watch out for your boy. Because I will absolutely be playing it if I can play it on Steam. I might just have to download one of those, like, the digital services at this point, right? Because all of those console games are available on PC at this point, right? I got to talk to Vitz about that. That's a Vitz King question. Exactly. That would be terrible. Yeah, exactly. It's true. I'm not trying to put that out there in the world. You know, there's no rumors or anything like that. I'm just saying if it was the case, I would be devastated. Because, yeah, he is the man. I can't be the only person that thinks that that commission lady is hot, right? Come on, dude. She's a little cutie pie. All right. My favorite time of the show. We get Dana's assessment. All of these winners, all legitimate winners on this episode, bro. This has been a great week. This was a really good week. Oh, God, yeah. That Hokit guy. Hey, he's getting a contract. But I guess, you know, Savage was saying he liked the whatever, the theatrics, the promo cutting. So maybe it appeals to somebody, just not me. Kaushik Sai Kumar not getting a contract today. Damn, that's a crazy, crazy parlay if somebody hit on that. Game Pass is pretty dope on Xbox. Has a lot of good day one releases and online co-op games you and Vitz might play. I need something that I can play on PC though. That's the issue. Oh, you can get it on PC too? Okay, maybe. Because if I could stream it and play the UFC games, then that might unlock a whole nother level of content for the channel. All right. Jimenez gets a contract as expected. Jimenez was one of the most impressive ones. I really, really liked his striking. Jimenez gets a contract. All right, here's Hokit, the wrestler. All right. His new business partner, Dana White. Oh, God, that promo was so cringe to me. All right, Lee Scott here, who fought the Indian gentleman. This is Lerone Murphy's partner. Yeah, he did get a good combo to finish the fight. True. Getting chastised for missing weight. All right, he gets a contract anyway. Okay. All right. He gets chastised for his half a pound miss, but still gets a contract for Mr. Lee Scott. Oh, yeah, this dude's definitely getting a contract. Hell yeah. Roustin. Damn, dude's fighting for. All right. They added a fight to Perth for this dude. I love it. See? This is one of the great things about this sport, man. One of the great things about the UFC. Like, you know, obviously I'm very critical of the UFC, but things like that I love. This dude went out there, put on a fantastic performance, asks to fight in Perth. The matchmakers already have a full card. He gets a fight anyway. Love it. Yeah, hey, 5 fights, 5 contracts. Doesn't get much better than that. Congratulations to Delano as well. Yeah, that was great. What a great season we have had so far. what a great week, anyway. Immediately walk that one back. I play with my bro who is a PC player, and he plays through the Game Pass PC, but for some reason, Halo didn't work, so it just depends on the game. Okay. We went nostalgic and beat the first 4 Halos. Nice, dude. In like 2 sessions? Damn, dope. Should play with Vitz. Vitz is a huge Halo player. What's he saying about Exposito? Yeah. There you go. They're saying that if they need a short notice replacement, Exposito's getting the call up. I appreciate that. That's the exact right way to handle it. That is one thing, again, I'm very critical of Dana. I think he handles the Contender series absolutely perfectly. This is another prime example of that. Everybody gets contracts who deserved it. Exposito, who showed a lot of heart, gets the call up on short notice if somebody drops out. Couldn't have handled it better. That was all really, really good. Yeah, 5 fights, 5 contracts. Got to love it. Really, really good stuff. Really enjoyed that. Yeah, this was a great week, man. This totally made up for last week. My instincts were correct about this week being the shit. All right. Well, I guess that is about it. That will do it for this episode of the Contender series. Man, fastest 2 hours in all of combat sports, bro. I feel like we just started the stream, but we are at the end. Again, thank you so much to all of the new followers and subscribers. I really, really appreciate the support. Hope to see you guys in the chat again. Really nice to, get to chat with you guys today. Didn't catch last week, but this week was dope, bro. You're lucky that you missed last week. You get to see Susurkayev get a knockout off of a very basic front kick. And then he went to fight at 319, of course. Good catching fights with you, bro. Hey, always Savage. Appreciate you, brother. Always appreciate you. Like I said, all the new people, all the old people, appreciate all you guys. Keep an eye out on the channel. I've been teasing it for a while now, but I had just today, just before we started the stream, I finished the export of the Smashing Machine documentary review. I'm going to check it out after the stream right now. That's exactly what I'm going to go over and do right now. So once that is checked out to make sure that it is good enough to be uploaded, it will be uploaded and live on the channel either sometime tonight, early next morning, whatever. It's coming out as soon as possible now, and the export is complete. So make sure that you check that out. I'm very proud of how this came out. I think this is one of the better things that me and Chase have done. Obviously, the Smashing Machine is such an important piece of MMA media, and we have the Smashing Machine adaptation film coming out soon. So if I very rarely ask you guys specifically to support any one piece of content, but if you have an opportunity, give it a watch, let it play in the background if you don't have all 2.5 hours to devote to it, but give it a like, support this one, because I really do feel strongly about the work that we did with this one. So your support means a lot on that. Michael, thank you for being here always, bro. Michael, you kind of don't get the same shine because you pop in selectively, but don't think that means that I don't really appreciate you, bro. You are always in the category of elite homies. So thank you very much, Michael. And everybody else, have a great rest of your night, guys. Have a great rest of your week. Like I said, Smashing Machine coming out soon, so support that, and I will catch up with you very soon. Of course, fights early on Saturday. Remember that too. Early Saturday morning, I will be here, 3 o'clock a.m., up and ready to enjoy some fights with you. Have a great rest of your week until then, and as always, fight on.
Hey.